guys, for today's video, andito na tayo sa third case ng trigonometric substitution wherein the integrand involves u squared minus a squared. And for this time, ang gagamitin naman natin na substitution ay u is equal to a secant theta. Because you know na yung integral ng arc secant u may involved na u squared minus a squared. Okay? I think let's have our first example in color violet. Okay, so before we proceed with solving, baka meron kasi nag-iisip sa inyo na yung u squared minus a squared ay pwedeng i-manipulate para maging ganito. So, this will not, para yung sign yung gagamitin, but this will not always work kasi as you can see sa mga previous examples natin sa naunang first two cases, merong involved na square root, fifth root, third root pa, raised to 3 halves, raised to 5 over 2. So of course, alam nyo naman na kapag ito ay may square root, meron ng involved na complex number. And as to this time, go lang tayo real numbers, kaya iniiwasan natin yung ipasok tayo sa world of complex. Okay? So we are going to stick with this form para hindi na maging complex ang usapan. Opo. So dito, makikita natin na meron tayong u squared minus a squared, tapos meron pang u sa labas. And u has nothing to do with this. Kung nasa ibabaw lang sana yung u, then pwede tayo mag power formula. But in this case, hindi. So malinaw na ito ay gagamitan natin nito. Let u be equal to a secant theta. U, so du is equal to a secant theta tangent theta d theta. Tapos, also, itong naka-square root. So, we have here the square root of u squared minus a squared. We have here a squared secant squared theta. Yung secant theta yung naka-square ha. Baka naman mamaya ganito yung gawin nyo. So, these are not equal. Okay? So going back to this, we have minus a squared. So factoring, we have a squared and magiging tangent squared na yan. So may common factor, tapos natitira nga ay secant quantity secant squared theta minus 1 at equal yon sa tangent squared. And we have here a tangent theta. Okay. Pwede na tayo, ito yung triangle, we just have to label it. So secant u over a. Secant is reciprocal of cosine. So cosine adjacent over hypotenuse. So yung secant, hypotenuse over adjacent. Tapos yung value ng opposite side ay u squared minus a squared. Okay. Okay, so let us now substitute using our representations. We have du, a secant theta tangent theta, d theta. So sa ilalim, u. So ito. Tapos, yung isa naman, yung naka-square root na isang buo, ito yon. Okay. Tapos, makikita natin na mayroong magka-cancel. Mag-cancel ito, tapos tangent. Ay, may matitira pa na isa. So, yung isa na yun, ilalabas natin. This will become 1 over a times the integral of d theta. Wala lang natira, d theta na lang. And this will become 1 over a theta plus c. Okay, so substituting theta, the value of theta will come from dito. Okay, we have 1 over a arc secant u over a. So, ibig sabihin nito, yung u over a nasa loob ng arc secant function. Isang buo yan. So, bali ito at saka ito, hindi mo yan pwedeng ipag-multiply. So, this is now the final answer. So, as you notice, pag kinuha mo yung derivative nito, ito yung bagsak mo. Okay guys, second example, we have here the integral of 6x cubed times the square root of 4x squared minus 16. So as you can see, tingnan mo na, i-analyze muna natin yung given kasi baka pwedeng ma-simplify. So itong 4x squared minus 16, meron silang common factor na 4. And you know from the law of exponent, if two numbers are separately both are raised to a certain same power, their product is also raised to the same power. So conversely, the product of two numbers raised to a certain power is equal to the product of the two factors. Okay. So itong 6 ilalabas natin kasi papagulo yan. And then matira ay x cubed. Tapos ilabas natin yung square root of 4 because of this. Tapos yung matitira na lang ay x squared minus 4. Yan. So itong square root of 4 na to ilalabas natin doon, which will become, pag minultiply sa 6, magiging 12. So we have x cubed. And then times, kahit wala na to, x squared minus 4 dx. Okay, so mas madali yung magiging process natin kasi simple na lang yung value nung nasa loob ng radical sign. So, this one is equal to quantity x squared. Ito naman ay quantity positive 2 squared. You can say na yung square root of 4 ay positive negative 2, so but we're only taking the positive because we're going to represent it on a triangle. Sa triangle, walang negative na sign in real life. Okay. So ulit, x be equal to 2 secant theta dx. Therefore, dx is equal to 2 secant theta tangent theta d theta. So ano pa? Ito. So also, we have the square root of x squared minus 4. So ito ay equal sa 4 secant squared theta minus 4. So yung x na yan, nanggaling yun dito, yung square. And then eventually, this will become 2 tangent theta. So yung 4, pinactor out, tapos kinuha yung square root 2. Tapos yung matitira dun sa loob, secant squared minus 1. Secant squared theta minus 1, that is equal to tangent squared. Kunin mo yung square root, tangent theta yun. So dito, we're going to label the triangle from here. So opposite, hypotenuse over adjacent. And then yung value nito ay x squared minus 4. Okay. So we're going to continue here. So we have 12 x cubed. Cube nito. So we have 8 secant cube theta. Tapos yung naka-square root, ito yon. Yung naka-square root ay 2 tangent theta. Okay, so we have here x cubed. Tapos ito, tapos yung dx. So dx is equal to 2 secant theta tangent theta d theta. Okay, so we're going to multiply them all. 2 times 2, 4 times 8, 32 times 12. So that's 320 plus 64. So that's 384. And then we have here secant to the fourth. Tapos ito pa, tangent squared. Okay, so this one is an easy case. Case 1 ito nung powers. Ito ay kakaltasan natin ng dalawa. Okay, we have, unahin natin si tangent squared. Ito yon. Tapos ito na. Tapos andito sa gilid, yung secant squared theta d theta na isa pa. So kung pinag-multiply mo yan, ito yung lalabas. So you have 384. Papalitan natin yung value nitong isa ng 1 plus tangent squared theta. Tapos, ito ay yun pa rin. Hindi natin papalitan. Okay, distribute. You have 384 times the integral of tangent squared theta, secant squared theta d theta. Okay, so second term plus 384 times the integral of, be careful with this, tangent to the fourth power of theta, and then secant squared theta d theta. Yun ang kasya. Okay, madali na lang to guys because magpa-power formula na to. U raised to n du, eksakto na yan, wala nang integrated factor. Okay, pwede na tayo mag-integrate. We have 384 times tangent theta, the third power of theta, and then over 3 plus 384 tangent to the fifth of theta over 3 plus c, ay, to the 5 pala over 5. So this one becomes 128. So yung tangent, kukunin natin dito. Tangent ay opposite over adjacent. Okay? So ito na yan. 384 divided by 3, 128. Tapos we have x squared minus 4, square root of x squared minus 4. Okay. Naka-cube pa. So, plus 384 over 5. Ilabas natin guys. Ito yung 5. Tapos, we have here square root of x squared minus 4 quantity. Okay. So, 128 over 8. Tapos, ito, gawin natin fractional exponent. Plus 384 over 5 times 32. Saan galing yung 32? 2 raised to 5. Ito yun. Tapos, gawin din natin fractional exponent. Okay. Mag-cancel to. So, we have 16 times the quantity x squared minus 4 raised to 3 halves plus, so we have 12 over 5 tapos ito. So this is now guys the final answer, or pwede nyo pa yung i-simplify, magko-combine kayo ng fractions. Okay, for the third example, we have here the quantity 7x squared minus 15 raised to 3 halves all over x dx. Okay. So, obviously, ito ay trigonometric substitution gagamitin. So, ang u natin, tamba. Dito So, let u be equal to x square root of 7. So, yung square root ng 7x squared ay x square root of 7. Pwede rin naman ganito. Basta you have to make sure na yung x ay hindi masasama sa square root. Ha? So, ayan. Yung 7 lang yung merong square root. Okay? Tapos yung a ay hindi rin perfect square. Ayan. So, therefore, x square root of 7 is equal to square root of 15 secant theta. So, u is equal to a secant theta. Okay. So, yung x, we have square root of 15 over square root of 7 secant theta. And then, we're going to get the dx. Masyado masikip. So, square root of 15 over square root of 7 secant. And then, d theta. Okay, what else? Ito. So, also, so 7x squared minus 15 raised to 3 halves. Okay, ano yung lalagay natin dyan? So, yung 7x squared, obviously, ito yon kapag in-square. Ayan, yung x square root of 7, square mo, 7x squared yon. So, bali yung lalagay natin dito ay yung square nito, which is 15 secant squared theta minus 15. And then, naka-raise pa rin sa 3 over 2. Okay, factoring, we have 15. Ayan tangent squared theta. So, same sila eh. So, ito yung common factor. Tapos, nilagay natin yung equivalent ng secant squared theta minus 1, which is tangent squared. And then, raised to 3 over 2. So, itong 3 over 2 na to, i-distribute natin dun sa dalawa. Magiging 15 raised to 3 over 2. Tapos, quantity tangent squared theta raised to 3 over 2. Technically, magka-cancel to. Tapos, ito naman, magiging 15 square root of 15. And then, ito magiging tangent cube theta. Okay, so itong triangle, dito manggagaling. So, secant theta is equal to x square root of 7 over square root of 15. So, hypotenuse over adjacent. Tapos, yung value ng opposite side, ibahin natin yung kulay. So, ito yung hindi na kasya. 7 x squared minus 15. Kung ano yung nasa given, ayun yun. Pero, of course, square root lang. Pythagorean theorem, guys. So, hindi yan raised to 3 over 2. Okay? Ano susunod? Okay, so therefore, lagyan natin ng therefore, yun yung kasunod na nito. Yun lang pinaka-solution. We have yung value nitong isang buo na to, ito yon. So, 15 square root of 15 tangent cube theta. Tapos, ihiwalay natin yung dx. Yung x ay ito. Square root of 15 over square root of 7 secant theta. Tapos, yung dx, ito yon. So, times square root of 15 over square root of 7 secant theta, tangent theta. Okay. So, ito guys ay over 1. Ayan, complex fraction kasi yan. Tapos ito rin, isang level lang yan. So, pag hindi mo yung numerator ng pinakamalaki, hindi mo tinignan, itong matira lang, magka-cancel to. Okay, so wala na yon. Tapos, pag naman dito sa perspective na wala na yung denominator, ito pwede mo ipag-cancel o kaya ito. So, ito na lang. Okay, tapos yung secant, yan. So, matitira na lang ay 15 square root of 15. Tapos, we have here the integral of tangent cube times 1 to the 4th. Napakadali na lang nito. So, we have 15 square root of 15. So, we have tangent squared theta. Tapos, yung value ay nung isa, secant squared theta minus 1. Yan. Pinaghiwalay natin to tangent squared theta. Ito yung equivalent. So, 15 square root of 15. Distribute. So, we have tangent squared theta. Secant squared theta d theta. Minus. Ito, 15 square root of 15. Tapos, we have here tangent squared. Ayan. So, ito, integrable na yan using power formula, pero ito, hindi pa. So, we're just going to finish it. Apply what we applied there. So, minus 15 square root of 15 times the integral of the quantity secant squared theta minus 1. Ayan. So, ito na naman ay distributive. Kaya be careful with the sign. Okay, we have 15 square root of 15. Ito, huwag muna natin i-integrate. Kasi ito, 15 square root of 15 times the integral of secant squared theta d theta plus 15 square root of 15 times the integral of d theta. Ayan. So, pwede na tayo mag-integrate. Lahat sila pwede nang integrate. So, we have 15 square root of 15 times tangent cube theta over 3. Ito, ang integral nito ay tangent theta. So, we have 15 square root of 15 tangent theta plus 15 square root of 15 theta plus c. Okay, kunin natin yung value ng tangent from here. So, tangent is opposite over adjacent. Okay. Mag-cancel to. 5 na lang. Okay. We have here 5 square root of 15. Tapos, we have, ito. And then, minus 15 square root of 15 times, ayan, yung value ng tangent. Tapos yung value naman ng theta. Ayan, hindi nakasya. Ito tayo natin lagay yung plus. Arc secant. Ito. So we have x square root of 7 over square root of 15 plus c. Okay. Ito guys, hindi nyo pa yan pwede i-cancel. Kasi may naka-raise pa yan sa cube. Pero ito, raised sa 1 lang, so pwede ito ma-cancel. Ito hindi yan pwede ma-cancel guys ha, kasi nasa loob ng arcsecant function yan. So bali simplify lang natin to. So using the calculator ko na. Kasi hindi nakasya. Okay, so pag sinimplify natin to, 1/3 na lang yung matitira. Tapos gawin natin fractional exponent to. Okay? Tapos yung susunod, wala nang denominator. So 15 square root of 7x squared minus 15. And then the last term, i-rationalize natin to. We have plus 15 square root of 15 arcsecant x square root of 105 over 15 plus capital C. So ito na guys yung final answer. Okay, that's all guys for the case 3 of trigonometric substitution. So, susunod na topic ay yung additional standard formulas na nanggaling din sa trigonometric substitution. Thank you so much guys for watching and don't forget to click subscribe and like.